staff, the cleaning staff, and the children is a lot closer. You know, when you've got about 200 or 300 kids in your school, you know the kids by their first name. You know if they're good or bad, and then you can keep a closer eye on them. Same thing in the classroom when you have to teach them. So that's the secret to good eqao result. Smaller schools where the teachers are more connected to the children. And I invite you to look at the best kept secret in the province, which is the French language education. And we're lucky here that we're getting more and more because we have purchased land in Markham, and we're going to build a new school in Markham in the next few years, as soon as I manage to secure the funding from the province. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So David?
So it actually isn't a secret. So it actually isn't a secret at all why the scores are falling. Parents might not know, but the teachers do. And the board has completely dropped the ball in recent years as leading to the grades falling, and that is we're just not having the right kind of teachers at all in the system. It's a shock to me, in talking to the teachers who are actually responsible for the math in the community here, that we have so many teachers who just are unfamiliar with math. They're busy teaching history or who knows else what, and then we just reassign them to start teaching math to kids. They have no interest in math, no passion for math, no knowledge of it at all. The kids pick up on that, and all they're basically doing is an auditory version of reading the textbook to the kids, and so, yeah, surprise, surprise, the grades are falling. We need teachers who actually love and know math, who are trained in math, to be teaching our kids in math in order to get the good scores in math. That, to me, is a no-brainer, and yet the teachers who are responsible for teaching those other teachers, they know it's obvious, and they can't figure out for the life of themselves is why on earth this isn't being done in the system today. We all need teachers who know their subject matters in every field, whether you're teaching chemistry, biology, or history. You have to have an interest and knowledge in order to transfer that to the students. You can't possibly transfer your passion if you don't have any passion for that subject matter. And the second fault towards that is that we only have really one medium for the kids to really pick up on that. Something I've long advocated for, especially through this campaign, is to start introducing new alternative education formats for kids, especially video, so that way kids are not stuck in this one teacher, one shot model, where you show up, you maybe have a good teacher, maybe not, you maybe connect with them, if you tune out for 5 seconds, there goes the rest of the year, because you might not get anything for that class, and that lecture's entirely gone. We need a resource for kids who learn through all sorts of different methods. The kid can log on online at their own time, watch a video, pause it, take a break when they need to, pick it up, review something whenever they need to. They shouldn't be stuck to you those same 2.5 hours for the week. You have one chance to get the method and that's it. We need to be having these new integrative methods to pair along with the system so that way kids can get to the underlying problems, to know how to bring up with the teachers, and to spend more classroom time on these problem solving rather than just the teaching alone, when they could be doing that at home.
Thank you. Very brilliant young man. So Ada, so do you have any, you have been away for 4 years now?
I know it's been, they said it all, but all I can say, eqao is a system, to examine the students, see how they're doing. If we take it so serious, then we might be neglecting some of the stuff that we're supposed to know. Your region is doing good. All the students, is doing the way that we expected. They could do better, but I think parents and teachers are the one that, they are working on it. There's no solutions to say that, okay, this year it's 74, next year it's 63. Does that mean the system is not good? I don't think so. I think it's to let you feel that how the systems are. Ministry of Education already had a system. They know that it's the problem with a certain area, and they will try to improve that. So I think, jumping to too much on the system is not fair too. I think the teacher, they're all going through this, upgrade system, and they're doing the job too. As a trustee, I do monitor to each school. Sometimes I talk to parents, see how the students are, if their grades are doing good. We as parents, we have to do our part too. Don't just depend on the teacher. I think that if we all work together, we can make it better. Thank you.
Thank you, Ada. Alan? Not too many people talk about discovery mathematics.
Well,
and
I do have a solution, but it's very, very hard to do it. So this is the reality. So who actually teach the student the math? The teacher. If anyone sitting here, we can be very good in mathematics. We have a good teacher. Reality is in Ontario, no matter what university degree you have for the teacher, you only have 1 year teacher college certificate. Now, 3 years ago, now 2 years. So if you don't have any math in a major or minor, at the end of the day, they don't have math, trained at all. So in teacher college, they only have 20 hours, or now 40 hours to learn math, to how to teach our kid the math. So I want to let you know, in a classroom round, the teacher only have 40 hours, maximum. The new teacher only have 40 hours teaching, training how to teach math. So in elementary school, from grade 1 to grade 8, home teacher do the teaching for all subjects, including math. So the problem now is, okay, who teaching our teacher? So the student. So that teacher only have 40 hours to teach the student. So this is the reason we are failing. But if you look at Quebec is the best in terms of math. All the world is top 10. Why they can do that? Because if you look at first, grade 7, grade 8, it's not in the elementary school. They go to high school. High school is actually taught by math specialists. We don't have this. And also, all the teacher, it takes 4 years in teacher college, over 200 hours teaching our training. So this is the reason in Ontario, our teaching in math is failing. So if I say how to change, I cannot change into a school board, but what I have done since 2010, I encourage school board to provide more teaching professional development for our teacher. So in Ontario, your regional school board is still top performer, but we are still failing because the system is failing now. So even though we encourage teachers to do more math training, at the end of the day, it's not mandatory. We cannot push teachers to do it because teachers have their leader, the so-called union. If they don't like to do it, we cannot force them. So I have solution, but if we have our government to work with us, I'm pretty sure we can fix the problem. Especially the basic math is very important. Some of the teachers in secondary school, you tell me, some of the students, they don't even know how to do subtraction, addition, some basic math. So it's really need to change the curriculum as well.
Thank you, Alan. Very comprehensive answer. So, Mr. Silverman, I'm sure we have saved the best to last, right?
Well, I'll do something I don't do very often. I'll defend the YRDSB. Okay? First of all, math, the one language that all of us speak. It's the one international thing. Doesn't matter where you're from or what language you speak, math remains the same. You understand with eqao and schools that every child in that class or that grade must write the test, regardless of their special needs, regardless of anything else that they do. So if a child is in an autistic class or a community classroom, they have to also write the test. So the numbers are skewed up, down, based on who's writing the test. So we need to keep that information, well, in YRDSB, that's my understanding from a principal. So we need to keep that information at hand. But my child went through the YRDSB and can't do math. And I've had to give her private education in math in order to keep her up. So I understand there are definitely challenges. The Ministry of Education, who obviously sets curriculum, in August has put out a memorandum that they're going to be moving away from discovery math and back to more traditional methods. So the new government obviously realizes there's a problem, and hopefully they can deal with it, and hopefully we can have this meeting in 4 years from now, and math isn't the top subject that we're talking about. Thank you.
Okay, so